Hi everyone, welcome back to more Scene Investigators. We are about to dive into the third scenario in the missing case files, and after that I'm guessing we're gonna unlock that mysterious last case. So we're getting there, let's continue. The morning of a thunderstorm, an apartment janitor found one unit in a disarray. Among the mess lay a dead body. By carefully examining the details of the scene, can you uncover what happened? Here we go. November 16th, 2018. I think that's a day after the events in the previous scenario. Wasn't that November 15th? Not sure I remember, but I think so. Okay, let's go over our files. Let's see what we got. No different scenarios. Okay, only the questions. So, let's see. Who entered through the window? Through the window specifically. Who died here and who is the killer? Oh, it's not Philip. So last time I just tested Philip for a second because, as you can see, we have those footprints. And surprisingly enough, if I'm looking at the images of scenario 2, I did not save it. Why don't you save my images? Anyways, in scenario 2, we took a photo of some shoes we found in Philip's and Rose's room, and those footprints, they match. They definitely match. So, Philip entered through this door. Philip definitely entered. So look at that. We have Philip's shoes. Philip entered, but also those footprints that do not match Philip's shoes, that's something else. I'd even say someone entered barefoot. And I think that was Thomas, maybe. I do not know it was Thomas, but I think it's possible. I cannot go further. Inaccessible for this exam. Cannot open those doors, I'm guessing, right? So, all in all, I'm saying that we can definitely see that two people walked through this area in this direction, entering the house. Okay, let's begin the investigation. Let's see. What happened here? Those rooms inaccessible. Okay, let's begin with the kitchen. Can I open the fridge or something? Let's create a new note. And if I'll need it, there you go. So if I'm looking at the footprints over here, you can see that, let's assume it was Thomas, but again, I'm not saying that we know that for sure, but if it was Thomas, we can see that Thomas went left and Philip footprints stops here. There's blood over here. Drops of blood. If it is Thomas. Also, one thing that we do know that Thomas, after helping Irene's mom, again, he had money problems, and we do remember that he was a lousy gambler. He did stole the money from their safe. We saw the fingerprints in scenario 2. Like trying to remember in the different scenarios, that's it's complicated a bit. So yeah, I don't know what happened here, and the fact that Thomas, if it was Thomas, went over here to the kitchen. I don't know what it means. I don't know. Let's continue looking. Fingerprints. What is this? Extra strong. Oh, okay. It's bags for the trash. Nothing special. The cup broke. All in all, a mess. A powder that was spilled. Oh, it's sugar, sorry. So, what I can see here... Look at that. Here's what I'm thinking. So, someone was looking for something for sure. As you can see, a lot of drawers are open, cabinets open, and they're throwing stuff on the floor, trying to reach something, trying to find something. Maybe... Assuming it was Thomas, maybe he was looking for money. Yeah. Maybe it was drugs, but I don't know if it's Thomas, if it is Thomas. Again, I'm not sure. He was looking for money. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Nothing special on the calendar. Y&A gas. Food mart. Beer. Rope bundle. Cigarette pack. So that was on November 16th. Okay. First aid kit. A mess. A big mess. Oh, we have an extra room to check. Okay, we'll get there. Alright, a map, nothing special. So, let's see, let's check this one. I'm guessing, the way it looks here, he was beaten on his head with something. Maybe with his lamp? Drops of blood all over here as well. Interesting, guys. Very interesting. What else? Let's see what we can find. Not a lot so far, not a lot. Looking for documents, something to read about this character. So I don't have a reflection, but I have only a reflection of the flashlight. Okay. We got some documents over here. So. Missing. A lot of missing notes. The person who lived here, was he a detective? Oh! That's Thomas's wife, or should I say ex-wife, because it has been a few years since the first scenario, and maybe we know that they had relationship problems, and Thomas was gambling, they had money problems, maybe they were divorced, and maybe she was seeing this guy, and that's why Thomas came here. You know what? I'm gonna check something. I know it's very early, but let's try Thomas. Who is the killer? Thomas. No. Okay, that would be too easy, huh? That would be too easy. So, okay, so maybe Thomas's wife or ex-wife, I don't know. She was not seeing this guy, but I'm guessing that Thomas is the janitor. My second guess is that Thomas is the janitor. And maybe he just dropped the photo. I wonder. Either Thomas dropped the photo or either she was seeing this guy. But yeah, Thomas did not kill him. Okay, let's continue looking. And I'm guessing he was a detective or something. Because, yeah, all those missing notes. Missing. Girl found after being missing for 23 years. Maybe... Let's assume he's a detective. For a second. I do not know, but for a second. If he is a detective, he only working on missing cases? Maybe... his daughter is missing? Or maybe he's a kidnapper? If he's a kidnapper, we'll see some signs for someone being held here. You know, those are a lot of speculations. I do not know anything so early. Let's continue looking. Let's see what we got. But that's something going on with the missing persons here. Rose McLagan, the managing agent, shall collect rent in accordance with the tenant's lease, which conforms with housing procedures and abides by and follows Florida real estate law. Policy summary. Rent is due on or before the first day of each month, paid in full, the end of the 5th day of the month, subject to $50 late fee. Okay, nothing too important for now. This notice serves as a reminder that your rent was... that's important. This notice serves as a reminder that your rent was not received by the 5th day of the month. You are hereby notified that you are in violation of the above mentioned policy. You have until November 16th, 2018 to bring the following outstanding balance. Total amount, otherwise this policy will be enforced. Rent $500. Rose McLaughlin, manager. So to Thomas. Wait a minute, that's to Thomas. Oh, guys. Oh, I got it now. Thomas was murdered. It all makes sense now. Thomas is not the janitor, first of all. The reason the picture is here, it's because they broke up, but he lived here. That's why he has the picture. I think Thomas was killed. Who died here? Thomas. Yeah. I got the first question, guys. Oh my god. So yeah, definitely they broke up. And now he's living here. I guess he was not able to, you know, get over his money problems. Maybe still gambling. But why all the missing files? Wait. His wife was missing? I don't see him mentioning her. In the missing notes. Thomas, why you had all those files of missing people? Wait a minute, guys. So, you know that this is on November 16th, a day after the events in Scenario 2. In Scenario 2, Thomas goes and stops Philip. Not Phyllis, sorry. Philip. And now we have Philip footprints over here. Did Philip took revenge on Thomas and killed him? I cannot wait to see the summary of the missing cases after you complete the case completely. In this missing part, we have 3 cases. So after I complete the 3 cases, you always get a summary. I cannot wait to read a summary. I'm so curious what exactly happened. Let's see what else you can find. I think that's it for... Oh, the computer, of course. Maybe the most important thing. Searching for the lost. Maybe they did not break up, guys. Maybe his wife was missing. No new messages. I guess he was waiting for some news about her. And the weather. We are talking November 16th, right? So... Okay, we know that there was a thunderstorm. Who killed you? I tried at the beginning of the case, Philip, because of the footprints, his shoes, but it's not Philip, so someone else killed him. Maybe Philip hired someone. On Philip's phone, you have a lot of names. Maybe one of those names. But we'll see, we'll have another room to check. And who entered through the window? By the way, all the prints that we've seen here, so those footprints, those are not Thomas's. Those footprints are of the killer. Maybe he was looking for money because Thomas was in debt. What happened, Thomas? What happened? Well, the computer did not give me a lot, except searching for the lost. Yeah, he's definitely searching for someone. I'm guessing she's missing? That's so sad if it's true. Hazel! His daughter, well, his daughter-in-law. She was missing. Oh, man. She was taken to the hospital after she was injured, but when she was missing, Hazel was last seen on December 12, 2004 at Jane's foster care wearing a pink striped sweater and blue jeans. She was reported missing from Jane's foster care between 6:30 and 9:30. The caretakers believe she had run away. That's really sad, man. At the age of 13. I think, okay, for a second we need to go back to scenario 1, guys. Let's see. So, Hazel. She was injured at this place. Let's go to scenario 1 for a second. I want to see more details about Hazel. Oh god, she was missing, huh? What happened?
Loading complete. Good luck.
It got really interesting. It got really interesting. The connection between the cases, that's this is the first moment I see some things that I saw in the Payne's Creek Killings, the previous game of EQ Studios. I think we still need to complete the game, but I think the Payne's Creek Killing was a better game to some extent because you spend a long time with same characters, so you're getting attached to the story a bit more. You're not flipping through a lot of different characters of different cases. So it's a big, long story in the Payne's Creek Killings. And here, because we are spending a long time with these 3 cases that are connected, you hear more about those characters that you already know of. So for a second, you know, the fact that Hazel is missing was a punch in the gut because I know of Hazel because of this case. So I think that's more interesting this way. That's why, I mean, this game, we need to complete it, but it's very good. However, in the Payne's Creek Killings, you are really attached to the characters So I think to some extent the paint squeak was better in that aspect for sure. So Hazel, how old was she? Wait a minute, this case exactly taking place on 98. Okay, on 98. So we are talking on 2018. And I remember here that Hazel was taken to the hospital. So yeah, okay, that makes more sense. The fact that she was missing has nothing to do with her being at the hospital. Something else, completely a different event. I see. Okay, let's go back to our scenario. Okay, scenario 3, let's go back there.
Scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
So, the missing part, the fact that Hazel is missing, let's see when exactly she was last seen. She was last seen on December 12th, 2004. She was born on 91. So she was missing at the age of 13. So wait a minute, that's not her, that's just to demonstrate how old she should be right now, right? Because if she was last seen at the age of 13, yeah, that's just random picture. Do they usually do that in missing photos? You know, using random photos of how a person would probably look? It's the first time I've seen it, but I don't know, maybe. And yeah, so we're talking 2018. So yeah, she's supposed to be by now 27. Wow. It's really sad. She was last seen at her foster care. What happened to the mom? What happened to the mom? What happened to Catherine? Did she die or something? Why she was at a foster care? I know that Thomas had gambling issues and he could not take care of his kids, but what about Catherine? Why foster care? Something happened to Catherine, I think, you know? Wow. Interesting. We have a lot of notes. A lot of notes here. Josh Woods, Concord, Charlotte, Nicholas Woods. What are those names? Starlight Casino, similar face features, tight red dress. He was investigating, trying to find her. Seen with the man, glasses, leather vest, blonde hair. 2017. I was cracking the case, you know, we're trying to find her. Guys, you know, I had some criticism about Thomas, and for good reasons, but at the same time, he cared for Hazel for sure. He was really trying to find her. He really cared for her. I had my doubts during the first scenario. How much does he love his kids? I knew for some extent he did, but he was gambling while he was supposed to take care of them at one point, so... But now, yeah, I understand that he did love his daughter for sure. Let's see if we got something else in here. His phone! Ooh, that's important. 1024.
Hi. Thank you for what you did. I don't know what else to say but that you saved us. We can't thank you enough.
Wow, what did Thomas do? Oh, silly me! November 16th. I mean, that's the day after scenario 2. What happened there? That's one of the girls, maybe. Irene? That's probably Irene. Yeah, because he saved Rose.
Hey, Thomas. Are you back at that place again? I can, never reach you during November. Please, I'm worried about you. I just want to know how you're doing. Call me when you get this.
Todd. Todd is worried about him. Man, but yeah, hearing Irene's voice all of a sudden, that was something. Wow.
Thank
Poor
you
Irene.
for what you did.
Jeez. Okay, 4397. Ah, that's Irene, so I guess that's one of the other girls. That's not Irene, that's one of the other girls. And that's Irene texting, Mommy is going to die. Yeah. And here's the call log. All those calls from Irene. And then 1024 trying to call, but then she leaves a message because he was already dead. Man, you know, even though Thomas had his bad past, the way he's trying to find Hazel, and the way he cared about her, and the way he helped Rose, you know, I kind of feel bad for the guy. So, like, he was not a perfect guy. He's a very great character. He did some amazing things. Really tried to help his daughter. Tried to help them. Yeah, it's a complicated story, Thomas's story. All in all, I'd say it's a very sad story. It's a heartbreaking one. His wallet, no money. Okay. Bloody shirt. That's after he helped him. I'm so surprised that it was not Philip who killed him, because Philip footprints, you know? So I did try Philip, right? So let me just check I did not make a spelling mistake or something. Oh, I did! Oh, I did! Oh, man. Spelling for spelling. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, we got it. So just need to find out who
Scenario.
came through the window. Okay, guys.
Loading complete.
I had the answer. So, you know, last time in the previous episode, we just entered this third scenario just for a second to check things out. And I immediately saw Philip footprints. So immediately I said, Philip is the killer. And I said, okay, I'll just put it in to check. Probably, I don't know, I misspelled his name or something and I got the wrong answer. So I thought, yeah, it's probably too easy that already I know who the killer is and that it is Philip. But no, it was not too easy. It was just the right answer, I guess. And yeah, and if you saw my previous video, at the end of it, we just entered here for a second and I immediately said, oh my god, I remember the footprints. Because in scenario 2, we saw Philip's shoes, and for a second I remember I really focused on those shoes, on the soles of the shoes and all that. So that's why entering here, immediately I recognized Philip's shoes, right? And then I got it, I guess, wrong spelling. But it is Philip the killer, and he killed Thomas. So Thomas went over there and tried to stop Philip because Irene asked for help. So he did not kill Philip. Then he comes back here and Philip kills him. Now, who entered through the window? So if that's the same key... Ah... Wait a minute, either Thomas came in through the window or either Philip. But since I'm seeing Philip's shoes here going through the door, Thomas went to the window. Maybe he left. We saw the keys on the floor in Philip's house. Maybe Thomas left the keys there accidentally? He forgot the keys or something? And then he tried to enter the apartment and wasn't able to, so then he went through the window to come in. And then Philip comes in and kills him. So that would mean Thomas came through the window. We got it! That was an easier case to solve. We got it pretty fast compared to the other ones. But wow, the way those through scenarios are, connected and linked, it made it much more interesting. For a moment, it was frustrating because during scenario 2, I was not able to find one of the answers because I did not think of looking in other scenario, and eventually, the first time in the game, I had to check a clue online, which I would not like to do. So, if only they would tell me, please consider the fact that the scenarios can be connected. Maybe it's too big of a clue, but I did not think of that option at all. So, but once you get it, it's way more interesting and it's going faster. And coming into this case, right away I knew that the cases may be connected, and that's why I got the answers pretty fast. But wow, that was I think after all, the missing series of cases, the connected cases, it's my favorite part of the game so far. And yeah, we're done. We got all the answers. So, whose story is this? It's a good question. Bonus question, ungraded. I guess this is Thomas's story. No. This is Hazel's story because the case is called The Missing. So I'd say Hazel. The case is called The Missing. In a way, you can say eventually everything leads to Thomas' tragic death. But no, what's going on with Hazel? Where is Hazel? And maybe, just maybe, the next case, which is the last one, maybe it's also connected. Maybe then we'll find out what happened to Hazel. Wow, it's getting interesting. We got everything. We solved the missing with a grade of A. Let's see the file report. I'm so curious. Even though we got the picture eventually, let's go over everything. It is so interesting. So, the first scenario. On the morning of September 18th, 98, around 5:30 a.m., Catherine left her home for her usual 15-hour workday. A few hours later, Gina arrived to take Hazel and Nicholas to their elementary school. In the meantime, Thomas was out of state, preparing to drive home after delivering his final parcel last night. When school ended, Hazel and Nicholas were dropped off at Bloommead Park by the school bus at 1:20 p.m. Nearby, Hannah Olson, child protective. Alright, Hannah Olson. She left that angry message. Child Protective Services investigator was in her car, keeping a watchful eye on them. This marked her fifth stakeout attempt to catch the family in compromising circumstances. Meanwhile, Thomas, who was supposed to pick up the children, was engrossed in gambling at Bakersfield, losing track of time. Thomas. Gina was unavailable as she was attending a family gathering that had begun at noon. As time continued to pass with no one coming to collect the children, Hannah realized that this situation could not be allowed to persist any longer, considering the unfit conditions at their home. At 11:45 p.m., she decided to take it upon herself to remove the children from their household. So that's why they were moved to foster care. But here's what confuses me. We have the two parents. We have Catherine and we have Thomas. Thomas was definitely doing a bad job at being a father at this point, right? At taking care of the kids. However, Catherine seemed, from what I saw in the documents, like a responsible type. She worked hard. She worked 2 jobs. She did whatever she can. Unlike Thomas, who went gambling, she did whatever she can to provide for the family because Thomas was losing money with gambling. So she worked at 2 shifts every day, like really working hard and keeping in touch with Gina that was taking care of the kids. I mean, Catherine really did what she can to help the family. So Hannah's decision to take the kids out of their house kind of confuses me. I think it would be more possible for her to just, I don't know, take the custody out of Thomas's hand or something, but still letting Catherine watch over the kids. But maybe Hannah realized that Catherine alone cannot do it because if she's alone and she's working on 2 shifts, she cannot take care of the kids. And if she's not working on 2 shifts, she doesn't have the money to provide for the kids. So that's why she decided to take them all together from their household. And that's how Hazel and Nicholas ended up in a foster care. Wow. Scenario 2, that's the most disturbing case so far, probably. Around 6:30 p.m. on November 15, 2018, Philip departed the house to meet with a client, leaving the girls to themselves. Irene was in the dining room eating her heated dinner, while down the hallway in a bedroom, Emma and Stephanie were getting ready for their evening night shift. Meanwhile, Rose quietly slipped out to the convenience store to buy a cheap backpack. Upon her return, she swiftly carried on, stuffing the backpack with essentials in the master bedroom. She was trying to leave, and that's when Philip decided to attack her. Damn, Philip was a monster. Her plan was to escape with Irene while Philip was away. Unfortunately, Philip returned earlier than expected. He caught her, immediately reached for his bronze knuckle. Oh my god. Yeah, that was his. It was not Thomas trying to stop him. He used it on Rose, and that's why Irene contacted Thomas. That case is so brutal, and proceeded to rapidly beat her with it. As her mother shrieked in pain, Irene frantically dialed a number of a stranger whom she recently acquainted with and called for help. At 8 p.m., Philip locked the master bedroom from the outside, leaving Rose inside unconscious. Then he left the house with Emma and Stephanie for the usual night shift. When the doorbell rang around 8:25 p.m., Irene opened the door to an older man. Oh, she opened the door for him. Who looked to be in his 50s. I thought he somehow managed to get his hands on the key. Yeah, it makes more sense that she will open the door. She promptly ushered him into the hallway. Philip's dog Spike immediately noticed the unfamiliar man and lunged at him. Spike's jaw clenched his arm and tore through the skin, causing a gash of blood. Oh, Irene froze in fear as the struggle quickly escalated. In a moment's notice, the man reached for a kitchen knife and stabbed Spike in the stomach. Spike released its grip and slumped to the floor, blood pooling from beneath its body. Down the hallway, the man managed to forcefully break open the locked master bedroom door. As soon as it swung open, Irene hurried to her mother's side. When Rose regained consciousness, she urgently insisted on the need to leave before Philip returned. Together, they assisted Rose into the men's car and they quickly drove away. So Thomas never managed to really stop Philip. Philip assaulted Rose and he already left, and only then Thomas arrives and he helps taking her, I'm guessing, to the hospital. Wow. Wow. Man, that Philip is a monster. On November 16, 2018, scenario 3, by the way. Approximately 10 a.m., Philip gained entry to the apartment using a key he discovered in his house the previous night. Inside, he found the men in the kitchen who were searching for something to eat. Philip immediately recognized him as the same intruder captured on his house security cameras on the night before. With a gun in his hand, Philip demanded information regarding the whereabouts of Rose and Irene. The men, however, refused to cooperate, sparking a violent altercation between the two. As the struggle unfolded, the man managed to retrieve his own firearm, but Philip made a desperate attempt to disarm him, inadvertently causing a shot to miss and hit the ceiling. Oh, I did not check the ceiling. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was not thorough enough. Subsequently, Philip gained the upper hand. Damn it! Standing over the man who was attempting to regain his footing, Philip shot him in the head at point-blank range, instantly killing him. Following the man's demise, Philip searched the premises and discovered the man's identity to be Thomas before making his exit. Damn, I hate Philip. I hope someone caught him eventually. I hope, I don't know, Rose and Irene went to the cops or something. Probably they're scared of him, trying to take revenge. I hope Philip is stopped somehow behind bars. Man. That was heavy. That was heavy. Wow. That was heavy. Very interesting though.
Congratulations. You are now an official licensed investigator.
Thank you.
How was the exam?
I'd say it was challenging. Definitely not easy or okay. Hard or extremely difficult. I would say I'm kind of conflicted between hard and extremely difficult. I'd say it was hard. Except for one question, out of all the cases, except for one question, I managed to find all the answers by myself. One question that Thomas was the intruder, well, actually the savior in scenario 2. I had to check it online. I did not make the connection that maybe the scenarios are linked. So I'd say hard, not extremely difficult. Yeah, hard is enough.
Now that it's over, how do you feel?
Relieved, glad that it's over, indifferent. I'd say I feel sad for the characters, for Thomas, sad for Hazel that is missing, sad for Irene, sad for Rose. But they don't ask me how I feel regarding the characters, they ask how I feel in terms of the investigations and the game itself. So since we have one more mysterious case, I would say I'd love to solve more.
Now that you've completed the exam, feel free to revisit any case file to improve your overall grade. Having said that, welcome to the agency. We'll see you on
Thank you.
Monday.
We made it! Ooh, the music though! See, investigators, so we managed to answer all the questions and get a grade of an A on all exams. It did take a lot of tries. I get a lot of questions wrong the first, the second, and third time. But by being persistent, we got all the answers eventually. And it is satisfying to get all those A's. But what is that mysterious case? Oh. We have, you know what? I'll give you a plan to do it after the last case, but since we have like the credit rolling, let's talk about the game and I'll give you my thoughts and review, even though you have a hint by now of what I think because I talked about it during this case. The fact that I think it's a very good game, but it has some issues that makes it not as solid as the Pain's Quick Killings. So first of all, I do want to say it is a very good game. If you are a fan of true crime, it's one of the most solid experiences and maybe the most pure true crime experience you can find out there. Never hold in your hand, and you have to do everything by yourself and really go through cases and scenarios by yourself carefully and find all the answers. So I'd say that it's a very solid true crime experience. It could have been a bit better and perfect for a couple of reasons that the game was lacking of. I think that the fact that the cases in the missing series of cases are connected, it's not clear enough that you should check scenario 1, 2, and 3. Maybe just me, maybe you would find it easier to understand, but I would like them to tell me you have 3 scenarios that might be linked, so take that into consideration. I did not think about it, I admit, so that's when I had to go online, only the one time, and that's upsetting. But that aside, the second thing that I think might have been better, I don't know if in this type of game it's possible. In the Penn's Creek Killings, it was a really long story with the same characters, and you spend a long time with the journals of the same characters, and in a way I got really attached to a lot of characters in the Penn's Creek Killings, like you being attached to characters in heavily story-driven games, and that was part of the charm of the Penn's Creek Killings. But here you're going through different cases and to different characters really fast, so you are not emotionally invested, you are just enjoy the challenge of solving the riddles, the puzzles, and understanding what happened in each case. Because they tried, I think that here they tried to create a more pure true crime experience, even though the Penn's Creek was really the same way. They did not hold your hand and you really did some investigating by yourself. But because here they really tried to make you feel like an investigator, like a detective, solving cases, solving files, I guess it's understood why they didn't deliver characters that will stay with you for the long run. So I guess it's forgivable. I think it's a matter of taste. I like better to, when I play video games, to get attached to characters and spend more times with the same characters instead of meeting a new character every few moments. But again, that's not the type of game to get connected to someone. It's a purely puzzle, true crime detective experience, so I understand that. I won't say it's a flaw of the game, because it's not supposed to be that. It's just not my preference, but I know that a lot of other gamers would find that great. But that aside, the puzzles, the cases were super interesting. Solving them was challenging to a good extent. It was difficult at many parts. At the same time, I'd say not extremely difficult. You have to put the time in and you have to be patient. If you get that, you will solve the cases. Thank you for creating the game. But yeah, so patience, it's the key. And if you like a good challenge, if you want to try hard and to think a lot and to make your brain really work, then that's a perfect game for you. And they did manage to create some decent graphics. You know, it's not a AAA game, but the game looked very solid. And it's one of the best true crime experiences you can ever find out there for sure. Definitely. There were a few minor bugs, not something that really annoyed me. But, you know, it's okay. Maybe over time they will fix it. Something that did bother me is the fact that the music inside every scene was stopping randomly at one point, and all of a sudden, after a long while, it will come back on. So yeah, the music was really good. It was getting you into the mood. So I want them to fix it, that the music will always be there, because it adds a lot to the atmosphere. So that's also something that can be improved. But again, in general, I think we can sum up that the game is not perfect, but it is a very good game. So I really, really like this game. And yeah, let's see.
A new case file waiting.
Yeah, let's see the last case. We won't do this case today. I just want to check what it's about.
Which case file?
And there you go, the final case. And as I thought, 3 stars. It's gonna be extremely difficult because so far it was challenging. But 3 stars. The closest we had to that was the bloodbath. But actually the bloodbath went pretty well. I'd say it took me some time, but I got it pretty well. But this one, Hughes Manor Feud.
Loading Hughes Manor's feud.
The last case, it's not an exam, it's a real case. We really are detectives now. So we will do this case the next time. I just want to see the situation and to have a quick look inside because I'm curious. Cannot wait. But next time we will solve this one. And by doing that, we will complete Teen Investigators. It's been a journey. So the situation is, the accomplished CEO of a successful real estate firm passed away, and the somber wake took place at his house just a few hours after the mourners dispersed. Another tragedy occurred, prompting a frantic call to the police. Piece together the events that unfolded and discover what had happened. Note, this case file relies heavily on hypothesis testing. Having someone to play together increases the fun and solvability of the case file immensely. Is a bonus challenge and has no bearings on your overall grade. Ah, interesting. North Carolina, May 16. So, oh damn. Oh damn. We'll just have a quick look because I'm curious and we'll solve it the next time. So, lies heavily on hypothesis. So I think what they're trying to say, you won't find the answers like, very easily, like written on some documents, the answer straight into your face. You'll have to make a lot of assumptions and, trials and errors until you find the answer. A body was dragged here, I'm guessing. We'll investigate that next time. He was doing well. May he rest in peace. But, something bad happened here. Samuel Hughes. That was the CEO. The wake took place here. Interesting. Got a safe. A big one. Someone rich. Okay. Oh, we saw that at Thomas's place as well. Bags. Guns. Knives. Oh, a gun was used. Okay, I'm getting dragged away. We're not doing investigating now, just having a look. Can go upstairs as well. There will be a lot to check, I see. Aha! That's probably a key detail. There was a struggle or a shootout. And there's a body. Why it is marked like that? With tapes. I wonder. It's going to be so interesting, guys. I think it's going to be so interesting. Look at that. The struggle took place over here mostly. It started here. It started downstairs by taking the gun. Yeah, there's a lot to see in this place, in this scene, so it will take some time to solve it. It will be a complicated one. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. Again, with patience, can solve everything. So, we can sum up by saying next episode is going to be very, very interesting. Got interesting case here. I hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.